It was a peaceful morning deep inside the jungle. The sun rose slowly over the tall green trees, and the soft sound of birds filled the air. Everything looked fresh and bright after the early mist cleared away. Tom and Jerry had come here to explore, far away from the city's noise and trouble. They were finally free, just two friends looking for a quiet adventure. Tom carried a small wooden basket full of fruits, while Jerry ran ahead, his tiny feet tapping on the soft ground. They laughed, played, and teased each other like always. Sometimes Tom would chase Jerry through the grass, and Jerry would jump onto a branch, giggling, "Catch me if you can." Tom would roll his eyes but smile, pretending to be angry. After a while, they reached a calm river that glistened in the sunlight. Tom got an idea. "Let's build a raft," he said. Jerry clapped his little hands. They collected sticks, vines, and leaves and made a small raft big enough for both of them. The two friends pushed it into the water and began floating slowly down the river, enjoying the peace of the jungle. The water was cool, the wind gentle, and everything felt perfect. But far away, dark clouds were beginning to gather. The sky started to change color, from bright blue to heavy gray. The air grew colder. A distant rumble of thunder echoed through the forest. Tom looked up, a bit worried. "That doesn't sound good," he said. Jerry shrugged. "Maybe just a little rain." But the clouds thickened, and soon, strong winds began to blow through the trees. Suddenly, a bright flash of lightning lit up the entire jungle, followed by a loud crack of thunder. The first raindrops fell, slow at first, then faster, heavier, and within minutes, it became a wild downpour. The gentle river turned rough and dangerous. The raft rocked violently as waves splashed from every side. "Tom, the water's rising," Jerry shouted. Tom grabbed the sides of the raft and pushed it toward the shore. The rain fell like curtains, and the wind howled through the forest. It wasn't just rain anymore, it was a storm. The flood had begun. They finally reached land, soaked and shivering. "We need to find shelter," Tom said, covering Jerry with his paw. But before they could move, a faint cry came from somewhere down the river. "Help! Somebody help me!" Jerry's ears twitched. "Did you hear that?" he said. The cry came again, louder this time, a small voice filled with fear. Tom and Jerry ran toward the sound, slipping in the mud, pushing through the rain. When they reached the edge of the flooded river, they saw something that froze their hearts. A little monkey was clinging to a broken piece of wood, being tossed around by the violent current. The poor creature was soaked, trembling, and barely holding on. His small hands kept slipping off the log as the water carried him closer to the sharp rocks downstream. "He's going to drown," Jerry screamed. Without a second thought, Tom jumped into the raging flood. The current was powerful, pulling him under again and again, but he kept swimming toward the monkey. Jerry ran along the riverbank, looking for something to help. He found a long vine hanging from a tree and tied it around a sturdy root. "Tom, grab the vine when you reach him," he shouted. Tom finally reached the little monkey, who was too weak to move. "Hold on," Tom yelled, grabbing him just before the log smashed into the rocks. The wave nearly pushed them both under, but Tom tightened his grip and looked for Jerry. "Now, Jerry," he shouted. Jerry threw the vine into the water. Tom caught it with one paw and wrapped his arm around the monkey. Jerry pulled with all his strength, his small feet digging into the muddy ground. Inch by inch, he dragged them closer to shore. After what felt like forever, they finally reached dry land. Tom lay on the ground, panting heavily, holding the little monkey close. The monkey coughed up water and slowly opened his eyes. Tom smiled weakly. "You're safe now, little one." Jerry quickly covered the monkey with a large leaf to keep him warm. "It's okay," he whispered softly. "You're going to be fine." The rain still poured down, but the three of them huddled together under the tree. After some time, the storm began to fade. The thunder grew distant, and the heavy rain turned into a soft drizzle. The jungle was silent except for the sound of dripping water and the rushing of the swollen river. The monkey finally spoke, his voice trembling. You saved me." Tom looked at him gently. "That's what friends do," he said. "What's your name?" "My name is Roro," the monkey said weakly. "I was playing when the flood came. The water took my home and all my fruits. I thought, I wouldn't survive. Jerry smiled kindly. Well, Roro, now you've got us. When morning came, the storm had ended completely. The sun rose again, shining across the wet leaves and glistening river. The air was fresh and cool, filled with the smell of rain. Birds began to sing again, and everything felt alive. Tom, Jerry, and Roro decided to rebuild what was lost. Together, they gathered branches, vines, and big leaves to build a little treehouse near the river. Tom carried the heavy logs, Roro climbed up high to tie the vines, and Jerry gave instructions from below, pretending to be the boss. By the end of the day, they had built a small but cozy home. That night, they sat together under the moonlight, eating fruits that Roro had found, bananas, mangoes, and coconuts. The jungle looked peaceful again. In the days that followed, their friendship grew stronger. Roro became the heart of the group, playful, funny, and full of energy. He would climb trees and throw fruits down to Tom and Jerry, laughing every time Tom pretended to be angry. Tom taught Roro how to fish in the river, while Jerry showed him how to make tiny umbrellas out of leaves for when it rained again. They played hide and seek in the jungle, raced through the trees, and sometimes floated again on their repaired raft, but this time, together. There was laughter, fun, and endless joy. The flood had brought them pain and fear, but it had also brought something much more precious, a new friend and a bond that nothing could break. One evening, as the sky turned golden, they sat quietly by the riverbank. The water was calm again, the reflection of the setting sun glowing on its surface. The air was peaceful, the jungle alive with soft sounds. Roro looked at Tom and Jerry and said, "If you hadn't come that day, I wouldn't be here. You gave me a new life." Jerry patted his hand. "That's what friends do, Roro. We help each other when it matters most." Tom nodded, smiling proudly. "Storms come and go," he said. "But friendship stays forever." They all smiled as the wind whispered through the trees, carrying their laughter far into the glowing jungle. From that day on, everyone in the forest knew the story of the brave cat, the clever mouse, and the little monkey who became the best of friends, a trio who proved that even in the worst flood, kindness and courage can bring light back into the darkest storm.